And the crumble on the top?
Yeah.
Butter, brown sugar, cinnamon, and a little nutmeg. You should write this down.
I should. I don't have any paper.
Hello. Hi, Katie. Are you ready?
Hey, Tony. This is awkward.
Tony Hale, what are you doing here?
Well, Matt, I'm here promoting the season finale of our show this Sunday, Veep. What the are you doing here?
Oh, the same. This is weird.
That is weird.
Yeah, really weird.
What's he doing here?
Hey, guys. You know, I have my own HBO show, Wednesdays, 10 o'clock, any given Wednesday.
Wait, you're on HBO as well?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. And what the hell is he doing here?
I have no idea.
Who is that?
Larry King.
I'm your host, Katie Nolan. Tonight on the show, Matt Walsh helps me report on the Cavaliers. I play over-under with Tony Hale, and we talk about big, fat, naked guys, because it's my show. But first, our main story tonight deals with social media. We all use it, which I can say definitively now that I got a friend request over the weekend from my grandmother. Hi, Nana. I love you, but not enough to play Mafia Wars with you, so please stop asking. Despite the prominence of social media, sports television still struggles with how to use it effectively. It feels like most broadcasts show tweets just to prove they know what Twitter is, not to actually add anything to the story. Like, how many times have you seen SportsCenter do something like this, as if putting a LeBron tweet on a Cowboys highlight is going to make a viewer say, oh, LeBron wanted them to go. Well, this changes everything. Which is why it was so striking over the weekend when I saw social media used properly to actually add something to a sports broadcast. It happened during Fox's coverage of the 116th U.S. Open. Now, I know what you're thinking. I work for Fox, so they're making me do this segment, and I promise that's not the case. They can't tell me what to do. I don't listen to them. To prove it, here is a possibly photoshopped picture of my boss, network president Jamie Horowitz, wearing one of Jason Whitlock's many fedoras. Hey, boss. Please don't fire me. If you watched this weekend, you probably already know what I'm referring to. On his fifth hole Sunday, Dustin Johnson was about to putt, and his ball moved ever so slightly. He backed off. A rules official said it was all good, and he kept playing without a penalty. But then the USGA decided 7 holes later to tell Dustin, while he's in the middle of trying to win the U.S. Open, that he may or may not be penalized for it after all, and they'd let him know when he was done. It was weird and confusing, and no one could believe what was happening, which actually is a perfect description of how I felt when this happened on the broadcast.
Let's look at tweets that are rolling in. Rory McIlroy, this is ridiculous. No penalty whatsoever for DJ. Let the guy play without this crap in his head. Amateur hour from at USGA. Jordan Spieth weighs in. Let me get this straight. DJ doesn't address it. It's ruled that he didn't cause it to move. Now you tell him he may have. Now this is a joke. And then you've got Ricky Fowler. He's with the previous 2.
I want Joe Buck to read me all of my tweets for the rest of my life. But how cool is that? Real-time tweets from golfers who played that day in the tournament. It was one of those moments where you take a step back and appreciate Twitter for the value that it has. It provided some perspective and gravity to the situation and proved sports and Twitter and television can come together in beautiful harmony. Well done, everyone. Yeah. Even you, Jamie Horowitz in a fedora. Oh, man, is that a different fedora? 2 in 1 show? You're crazy. Unfortunately, the same cannot be said for what happened 3 days before that.
Why is everyone talking about Curry's wife?
She tweets out this: I've lost all respect. Sorry, this is absolutely rigged for money or ratings. I'm not sure which. I won't be silent. Just saw it live. Sorry.
Okay, so she probably shouldn't have tweeted that, but she deleted it and apologized, so I imagine she realized that. So how did sports media handle this one? We just moved on, right? No? Everyone chimed in with hot takes? And as is often the case, the worst takes were the first takes.
Ayesha Curry, Steph Curry's wife. She stepped out of line. She stepped out of pocket. As beautiful as everybody wants to say Ayesha Curry is, and she is, Savannah is something special. LeBron's wife. She's wonderful inside and out. She sits there. She doesn't bring any attention to herself. She never tweets. She's quiet. She's unassuming. She doesn't bother. She stays in her lane. She plays her position. If this were Savannah acting like this, do you know how much heat LeBron James may have taken? I just want people to think about that, and I'll leave it at that.
No, you won't, Steven. I wish you would. I do. But this was a 12-minute segment. For context, that's more than half the runtime of this show, spent talking about one tweet and then their opinions of athletes' wives. But yes, Aisha, you really need to stay in your lane. The whole concept of Twitter, though, is that you only have a limited amount of characters to make your point. The value is in its brevity. So taking a tweet and putting it on TV and then talking about it for hours on end is like buying a box of 100-calorie packs and then eating them all in one sitting. You're defeating the purpose and making me nauseous. In fact, I'd argue if the producers of First Take gave Stephen A 20 seconds to chime in on Aisha's tweet, there'd be no issue here. Let's see if I'm right, okay? Skip just finished talking. Here is 20 uninterrupted seconds of Stephen A. Smith on Aisha Curry's tweet.
That's all I'm saying. That's my point right there, what you just made. My point to you is she's a wonderful young lady with an incredibly promising future. They're a wonderful family. I'm not going to sit up here and negatively talk about somebody's wife. I don't know this woman. She seems to be an absolutely wonderful, wonderful person. But
oh, sorry, Stephen. We're out of time. What lovely things to say about Aisha, though. That was really nice. This is fun. Let's try it again. Let's hear 20 seconds of Stephen A. Smith criticizing professional golfers for going on Twitter and speaking negatively about their sports governing body. Oh, I'm sorry. We actually can't. Because they didn't cover those tweets from actual athletes. Look, we're all still trying to figure out Twitter and Instagram and all that, when we should talk about it and when we shouldn't. We use tweets all the time on this show. Are we nailing it? I don't know. Who knows? Some would say absolutely not. Although, Darren, if you would just delete your account, then this would stop being a problem. But I know we at least try to only use social media posts when they add something to the show. And I wish we could start expecting that from everyone in this industry, because social media has real value. We saw that this weekend at the Open. But if we keep going down this road of low-hanging fruit, we might kill it. And that scares me. Almost as much as Jamie Horowitz in this, his third Fedora. Really, dude? 3 in one show? How much money do you have? Put some in this studio. We'll be right back. Welcome back to Garbage Time, ladies. The NBA Finals was about all we could have asked for this year as sports fans. Great basketball, a few controversies, and plenty of interesting storylines. So we decided to reach out to some of the important yet unheard from persons involved in some of the headlines to gain a little more insight into what exactly happened. First, it was reported that LeBron James allegedly watched The Godfather 6 times during the playoffs to stay motivated. Seemed a little excessive to everyone, but apparently was completely true. Here to comment is Brendan, the Blockbuster employee that LeBron visited all 6 times. Thank you for being here, Brendan.
Thank you for having me.
Does Blockbuster have a policy on allowing customers to re-rent titles like this?
You can rent a title as long as someone doesn't have it reserved. So Mr. James had a title that we have 6 copies of, so you could keep it out, but if somebody had it reserved and it was our only copy,
right,
he would have to return it.
That makes sense. Did you try recommending any other movies to him when he kept coming back?
To motivate him?
Yeah.
Sandlot.
Okay.
Sandlot.
That's a good one.
Wall-E, I find inspirational.
Right.
Because the future is scary.
I agree.
We're going to be very sedate.
Speaking of that, are you looking for other jobs, or do you feel pretty secure at Blockbuster?
I may be at Blockbuster the rest of my life.
Yeah, well, that's great.
I would be happy.
That's
to
great.
be there.
Blockbuster employee Brendan, everyone. Thank you. Okay, after the Cavs' thrilling win in Game 7, the team stopped in Las Vegas on their way home from Oakland and hit up a club called Excess to celebrate. The videos and pictures were all over social media. J.R. Smith and others took their shirts off, It's mostly just JR, though. It was a surprising and crazy experience, especially for those who were already at the club. So, here to comment is Paul, the guy who thought he was doing pretty well with a girl at the club until the Cavs walked in. Paul, thanks for joining me.
What's up, beautiful?
Yeah, hey. So, tell me, did you think there was a pretty good chance that that girl you were talking to was
Man, they
going
were
to go home
such
with?
blockers, man.
Yeah.
I had serious cocaine on me. A lot of the girls knew it. It was on, like LeBron, except LeBron was there, so it wasn't on.
LeBron.
It was total bad news, man. I was doing really well.
Yeah.
Really well.
Well, so in your opinion, do you think that this girl would have been happier with you than a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers?
Yeah, I mean, I don't have a six-pack, but yeah, I'm a better time.
What do you
I'm a
do
better
for?
time. I have a swimming pool. They didn't have swimming pools of their own.
What do you do for a living?
I move cocaine around.
Like on a table or
Just people and friends, and also hide it.
Okay. Did you consider taking your shirt off like J.R. Smith did?
It wouldn't have helped.
No.
It wouldn't have helped.
Wouldn't have helped. I didn't think
it
so.
It didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, probably for the best.
Because I always wear 3 shirts. So if I
okay.
took 1 shirt, I'd still have 2 on.
Call everybody! And lastly, with the finals ending last Sunday night, you may need something to watch this Sunday night. And what better than the season finale of HBO's Veep, starring friend of the show, Matt Walsh. Here to comment, Matt Walsh. Hey, Matt.
How's it going?
It has been so long since
It's been
I've
a
seen you.
long time,
Did you see
yeah.
that Paul guy that left? He
Yeah,
had 3
douchebag.
shirts on. Yeah.
Douchebag.
First, I want to ask you, you have a sports podcast called Sports and Leisure?
UCB Sports and Leisure, yeah.
What can we expect when we listen to that? Because we're all going to.
Funny stuff. Comedians you might recognize doing impersonations of people in the sports world and the leisure world. So we cover everything,
Love
basically.
leisure.
Everything from Donald Trump has been on to this week we have John Gabers playing a memorabilia dirtbag.
That's awesome. I love Gabris. Very funny guy. Also, season finale of Veep airs on
yeah.
Sunday. I had to ask you, how do you like working with Tony Hale?
Who?
Tony Hale. He's on your show.
Oh. I don't really have an opinion about Tony Hale. Why?
Well, I was just asking because we actually had him in the studio this week, and he was nice enough to play a game with us. Let's take a look. I'm here with Tony Hale from HBO's Veep. Hi, Tony.
I feel like a news broadcaster.
We're going to play a new game on this show called Over Under. In this edition, we will be guessing the critics' scores from 0 to 100 of famous sports movies. Are you ready?
Very.
Do you want some popcorn?
I'm okay.
Oh. Rude.
I'm watching my figure.
Our first movie is The Mighty Ducks.
Oh, okay. I know that one. I mean, I didn't see it, but I know that one.
1992
I thought it was a cartoon
movie.
at first, and then I woke up to that.
It was the best
Is
movie
this the
of
one
all
with
time.
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, no. Emilio Estevez, his
Okay,
brother.
Close. Okay.
He coached a ragtag collection of youth hockey players to unlikely glory.
Okay.
What is the over-under for Mighty Ducks?
The Mighty Ducks, over under 51.
Okay.
Mighty Ducks is like my favorite movie, one of my favorite movies of all
Are
time.
you just saying this because you're friends with Emilio Estevez?
Yeah, well, I try not to let it influence my day-to-day life,
Okay.
but it does.
Under or I was
Yeah.
going to say under.
I'm saying over, so this is good TV.
Correct answer, under
What was it?
15.
Are you kidding me? 15? Mighty Ducks got a 15? Are you
That
sure that's not
deserves
D3?
A popcorn for the figure.
All right, next film. Oh, here we go. Any Given Sunday. 1999 Oliver Stone football film featuring Jamie Foxx and Al Pacino. We fight for that inch. How's my Al Pacino? You're welcome.
Over under 75.
Ooh, tough. Tough. Is there a push handle? Wow, that was quick.
Doing under.
Correct answer, under.
Oh, what? Damn.
What's the number?
51.
Critics are dumb, is my takeaway. That's right. All right, next movie. Rocky.
Yeah.
1976 movie stars Sylvester Stallone as an underdog Philadelphia boxer who gets an unlikely shot at the title. Every sports movie is the same plot.
I know.
You
It
just
is.
change the nouns
Yep.
a little bit.
That was a big break for Sly.
Yeah. It was noted. I noticed them.
Just FYI. I'm trying to encourage just Mr. Stallone.
All right, what is the over-under?
Rocky, over under 85.
God, these are hard. That's a hard one. I'm gonna go over.
God, you're gonna be right.
No, I have a feeling you got this one.
Correct answer, over.
But you don't.
Did you look up Rocky 4? Are you sure that's original Rocky? What did it get?
93.
That!
Wow. Your value is not determined on this game.
Thank you.
You have tremendous value before and after this game.
Thank you so much.
Your same value has not changed.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
That was really nice.
Thank you, therapist.
I'm sure you saw this film. Kazam.
Literally never heard of it.
What?
I've never heard of the movie.
You've never heard of this 1996 movie starring Shaquille O'Neal as a rapping genie who comes to the aid of a young boy?
Oh, wow.
Do you know who Shaquille O'Neal is?
I do. I do know who he is.
Not important.
Very tall man.
What's the over-under?
Kazam, over under 23.
See, you guys are like playing with us.
Why?
Because that's a low score.
It is.
And then it's close.
That's how this works.
It's like I'm taking this personally.
You're not gonna be like, oh, what's the over-under on the basketball game size? 25?
Fair. I'm gonna do some undies.
Whoa!
That whole situation, I don't see it above 23.
I'm gonna say.
Yeah. Good for
Over.
you. Good for you. Good for you.
Correct answer, under.
Yes!
I hate you. I hate you. We're undefeated.
Man, I would have had some poker chips.
Undefeated. What was the score?
6.
I'm not at 6. I'm not even mad. That's amazing. A 6.
That is good.
Okay, well, that was successful.
I want to play again and again and again.
Thank you for playing. This
Thank
was
you for
very
having
fun.
me.
Be sure to watch Tony on the season finale of Veep, which airs this Sunday.
Yep.
At 10:30 on HBO, 10:30 Eastern.
Yep.
Before you go, we actually have your co-star Matt Walsh is going to be on the show this week as well.
Aw.
Anything you want to say to him, or any advice for me on how to deal with him? Or...
I got nothing to say to him. He knows the situation.
Wow, Matt, anything you want to say to Tony? What's he talking about?
You know what the deal is, Tony Hale. You know the deal. You're the deal, Tony Hale.
Matt Walsh, everybody! Don't roll away. Coming up, I add a naked fat guy and I drop people being mean to my boyfriend. Stick around.
Hey, sports fans, remember this? This week last year.
With the 4th pick in the 2015 NBA Draft, the New York Knicks select...
Who would it be? Duke star Justice Winslow, Kentucky center Willie Cauley-Stein, or, knowing the Knicks, they'd probably burn the pick on some strange tall doofus from, I don't know, Latvia? You got it. Kristaps Porzingis was the pick, and Knicks fans booed their brains out. Carmelo Anthony was furious. Stephen A. Smith said he was disgusted. With all those critics, Porzingis was bound to be miserable. Right? Wrong. New Yorkers loved the magnificent giant. And even the biggest critics became convinced the pick was the right one. So when your team makes their pick this Thursday and you feel like booing, remember this.
Solid advice from Remember This Guy. Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. Hey, it's time for We got a raise during the commercial break. I needed a fedora. First up, I'm going to add my new favorite meme, T-Lizard. Because on Tuesday, Good Morning America tweeted, does hashtag crying LeBron join other meme greats like T-Lizard, Crying Jordan, and Smockin'/The Mask? Tweet us. What does any of that even... Smockin'/the... What are you doing? That's 2 weeks in a row that old people have ruined internet things. Delete your account. We can't even say that anymore. And I'm going to have to drop Nick Young for announcing his breakup with Iggy Azalea by tweeting this, single. Yup. Still better than an Iggy Azalea single, though. Burn, random stranger. And I'm going to add ESPN, the magazine's annual body issue for choosing to include Houston Texans defensive tackle Vince Wilfork, who will bear all 325 of his pounds in the 2016 issue. And I look very much forward to the 14-page fold-out that will be. But wait, I'm going to go ahead and drop ESPN, the magazine's annual body issue, for not picking Rob Ryan for the 7th year in a row. This is a travesty. Big men who are loosely associated with teams need to be naked too. That's it for a drop. Solid. It felt like a solid point I made. They heard me. Coming up, I take this off my head and we shout out hat cakes. Not hot cakes, hat cakes. Stick around. Welcome back to Garbage Time, guys. Run out of time in the show, so let's get to 2 quick shout-outs. Shout out to the 76ers, who are sending draft day hat cakes to members of the local media, in case you've always wanted to eat a hat, but were too scared to try. And shout out to our Garbage Time Hero of the Week. This week, it's this guy. That, of course, is a shirtless J.R. Smith. He was wearing a LeBron jersey, but Cleveland fans burned it. That's all for this week, guys. Next week on Garbage Time, we crowdfund a bench for Derrick Rose in New York City. It's in Madison Square Garden. He gets hurt all the time. Big thanks to Tony Hale, Matt Walsh, Bill Simmons. Go check out our podcast. It's up now. And Larry King, who I promise will be on the show for more than a cold open very, very soon. Have a great week, guys. Here's more garbage.
And then he starts dancing to the camera. So now I'm doing what?
Well, so you did.